Okay, so for this chapter 2, we will discuss how to build IT strategy and how to integrate the IT governance into your organization. We will further build on our discussion about how IT should be aligned with your business objectives. Okay. The first slide here, they tell you about how much important, or what is the scale of the importance of having your IT strategy or IT strategy, yes, aligned with your business objective and business strategy. Okay. Like Simmons mentioned that IT and business alignment begin and ends with good IT governance. Okay. So what is alignment? Okay. What do we mean by alignment? Alignment. Yani IT should serve your business, should not contradict. If your business is an online business, your IT should support online infrastructure, right? So things like that, you know. Okay. So they should work jointly to meet their objectives, not to compete with each other. They should integrate, they should cooperate, collaborate. Okay. Now here are some of the benefits and challenges. And it's not always easy to do that. The benefits, we all know about it. We mentioned it last time. When you have good IT governance, you don't have overlapping projects or projects that are that run out of budget, or projects that you don't need. Okay. So please have a look at this slide. It's really a good slide. So benefit, reduce the digital friction. Okay. Of course, it will improve the customer engagement and satisfaction. Improves visibility into challenging points or pain points within business process. It will encourage innovation and so on. These are all benefits. But what are the difficulties? What are the challenges? Okay. If there is no trust between IT and business, that's a big problem. There should be trust. They should work together. They should collaborate. They should integrate. Okay. Also, if they are not collaborating, if they are reluctant to talk to each other or to integrate their work, okay, and so on. Also, I think here also there is one there is one very important here. If you don't have the IT technology, okay, you have the greatest IT people, but you don't have the technology. You don't have the infrastructure. That's a big problem also. Okay. Also, the inability of the CIO and IT team to understand how technology initiatives support business goals. That's related to the same point. Okay. Also, if CIO or IT team, they just go spending and they think that they can, whatever new technology, they just can buy it and get it to the organization. No, you cannot do like that. It has to be calculated, it has to be within the budget, and it should be within the objective of the organization. So that's a very important slide here. Here we discuss the maturity model, IT business alignment maturity model. Very important. It starts from 1 to 5. 1 is the very basic, we call it ad hoc. Ad hoc. The ad hoc is minimal. You don't want your organization to be on the ad hoc. Okay. So ad hoc or ad hoc, there is complete lack of any efforts to align IT and business. Okay. Then you have, this is stage one. You have, we call it stage two is initial processes. There is evidence that the organization recognized the need to align IT business, IT and business. However, there are no standard processes. And they become to acknowledge the importance, but still they haven't done a lot. We call this initial processes. In the exam, we'll give you one case study and we'll tell you in which stage they are. Okay. Then we have repeatable processes. There is awareness of alignment issues across the enterprise. Alignment activities are under development, okay, such as processes, structures, and some educational and awareness activities, okay, but they are not complete. Stage number 4, defined and managed processes. Here we are getting things much better, okay. Everyone understands the need for alignment and they agree on that, and there are a baseline set of processes is defined for the collaboration, okay, and the IT and business should adhere to that baseline of processes, okay. The optimal one or the best one is level number 5, which is optimized processes. Here we have advanced understanding of the importance of alignment. Processes have been defined and implemented, okay, and we have monitoring and self-assessment. So you are getting the feedback, making sure you continue in stage 5. Any questions about this? Oops. These are examples, frameworks for business and IT alignments. We have the COSO, and we have ITIM. Okay. COSO is popular and it is used like a blueprint for establishing internal controls and promote efficiency and to minimize risks of IT projects, okay, and help to ensure the reliability of financial statements and comply with laws and regulations. So COSO is more about compliance, risks, financial management. Always remember this, okay? We have these controls in COSO. Control environment, such as creating awareness. We have risk assessment, okay? We have information and communication. Then we have always, you will find something about monitoring or feedback. This is always important in all the frameworks. You will find something about monitoring. So you want to achieve something, but you want to stay there. You don't want to go down. You want to make sure that you have achieved your goal. So here we have a case study. Please read it. Read the case study, please. Read the case study and tell me if you have any question or if you can answer the question. So here we have internal controls. What is the key point here? The key word? Controls, internal controls. So we are, which one is? COSO. This is the only one we have learned so far, okay? We have another case study here. Please read it. Okay. So these are the answers. Please read the answer. This is how you get some of the questions. The case study will be maybe smaller in size in some questions. Sometimes you get big case study. I'll leave this to you. You can do it in the activity part. Now we'll talk about the second framework, which is ITIM. Okay, IT Investment Management. Okay. ITIM was developed by GAO, okay, in the US federal government. Okay. It provides a method for evaluating and assessing how well an agency is selecting its IT investment, aligning the IT investment to support the agency mission, and managing its IT resources and investment. You see here we're talking about resources and investment. In the first one, we are talking about what? Internal controls. You see how you can make the difference? Okay. The processes in ITIM, we have demand management, feasibility study, project planning and execution, and we have continuous improvement. Okay. Also, ITIM, it has stages for alignment. The first stage is called initial or ad hoc. Okay. Unstructured and reactive approach to IT investment. Okay. Then we have stage 2, developing practice. So we have started to acknowledge the need for ITIM. Okay. And basic processes are established. Then we have stage number 3, portfolio management. Okay. Here the organization shift from a project-centric approach to a portfolio view. Okay, investments are evaluated based on their alignment with strategic objectives and contribution to the overall IT portfolio. See how here it is, we have more advanced stage of the alignment. Stage number 4, continuous improvement. Okay. So you are getting feedback, you are monitoring, and you are continually improving your framework. Stage number 5, organization transformation. Okay. Here we are more about the risk-based prioritization, benefit realization management. Okay. Fully integrated ITIM with enterprise governance and strategic planning. Okay. So here, this is the most advanced stage. Again, sometime in the exam like this, they will bring you a case study, and they will ask you in which maturity level they are in ITIM. Okay. So you can do this in the activity part of the class. Let's just continue with the explanation. Here we have here an example about business and IT alignment and demand management. Okay. First of all, you need to concentrate on the revenues growth of the project. Remember, we said IT should support business objectives. You should support cost reduction. If you remember in the first lecture, we mentioned that some of the benefits of having good governance and good framework is you reduce the cost, you increase the revenue. Okay. And business enablement projects also are given priority. So here we have our business our IT strategy. Here we'll just give you some information about how you what are the best practices for your IT for a strategic plan. Okay. First of all, what is strategic? Strategic, something that is long term, usually more than 1 year, maybe 2 years, 3 years. We call it strategic. Short plan, what do we call them? Do you know? Tactical. Tactical is the short plans or objectives. Okay. And your plan should have mission and vision statements. Here we use SWOT analysis. We'll talk about SWOT analysis in a minute. Analysis contributes to the strategic planning process by identifying your current state. We call this SWOT analysis. Here we have you should have your mission statement, should be inspirational, okay, and your goals and objectives, tactic for short term and long term, strategic objectives, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, and so on. Okay, I'll talk about SWOT analysis more. Just give me a second. Oh, here. SWOT analysis. Do you know what is SWOT analysis? Have you studied SWOT analysis before? I think you have some idea, maybe. No. Some idea from your project management, or maybe you are doing it next semester or this semester. SWOT analysis is an abbreviation for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. S and W are current state and internal for the organization. Remember this, okay? O, opportunities and threats, they are future and they are external. So remember these comparisons, please, okay? This is what's explained here. We have already mentioned this, okay? We said that strengths are internal, weaknesses internal, opportunities future and external, threats are external and future. Please remember this, okay? Any questions? When you are to create an analysis for the organization, you can use this table to put the outline the SWOT analysis of the organization. They use this chart. Okay. Even in your project, you will be asked to do a SWOT analysis. We have mentioned last time about the gap analysis. It's very important in the IT strategy plan. Why? Because first, you study your current state, where you want to be in the future. How do you, we call this study gap analysis. And how you reach there by doing your development or business transformation. You should have a plan to do that. So what is gap analysis? Very important, also should be included, inshallah, in your project report. It's a key step in developing an IT strategy to identify changes between the baseline, as is what we have now, and target, where we want to be. Okay? So you need to document, you need to identify the components, okay, and which technique you will use to do your gap analysis. So we have like business domain gaps, human resources gap, we call it people gaps, some training, process gaps, and so on. Financial gap. Another method for your development of your IT strategic is to do pressure points. شو يعني pressure points? You know pressure points in the process, and where are the important critical points that they need to be handled. Okay? So it's based on analyzing internal and external pressures and trends. Okay? And answering basic questions. Where are we? Why we need to change? What can we do to change? What should we do? Okay, what we can do? What are the things that are available for us? Which one we will choose? Which one we should choose? Okay. Okay, please look at this. It has some explanation, okay, about the framework for IT strategy and plan development. It gives you some examples. Remember, we mentioned you need to do your vision statement, mission statement, okay? So like mission statement, it will be, of course, at the beginning, right, of your plan. Vision and mission at the beginning. Okay. Now, if you look here also, see the questions we just mentioned. I like this diagram, and it's showing you why you want to change, because we did SWOT analysis. We found out what strengths, what weaknesses we have, how we can tackle these things, how we can improve our current state. Okay. Any questions? Please have a look at this slide. Spend like 2 minutes looking at it, reading it. Ask me if you have any question. So you always start by studying the current state. To study the current state, we need to do the SWOT analysis. Okay. Then we have the gap analysis. Then we choose which framework we want to apply. Okay. How do we get there? That's we already mentioned that you need to know how you can improve your business, your IT, to maximize customer satisfaction, increase revenues, and so on, reduce the cost. Okay. From the IT side, IT plan, we need to concentrate on the process or parts that enables and improve the business objectives. You see, I told you always there is monitoring and feedback. Here we have, did we get there? This is اللي هو إيش? Monitoring, evaluation. How do we know if we get there? There are some KPIs. You measure it. Should be measurable. Sometimes you should have more than one option, okay? So that the management, they can decide, okay? And so you should, when you do your study, you should give some options. You should give some plan A, plan B, architecture choices. So you should be flexible in your plan. And you should consider different alternatives and trade-offs, okay, in order to convince your management and the stakeholders, of course. Now, please do this formative assessment, the questions, answer them, then please